Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit. This is a little show about big things. Today is Wednesday, the 24th of September, and autumn is here. And it's a beautiful morning this morning. Went out fishing for a little bit. Again, caught nothing. But it's nice to get out and get your mind, clear your mind and just try to enjoy life. And that's what you do. Everybody has hobbies. And as you guys know, if you follow me, this is what I love to do. And the summer, unfortunately, I know it's coming to an end. So fishing is going to be, after the end of October, maybe early November, depends. And I'm going to start trying to make some models again because I stopped doing that for a while. But I think I'm going to start doing it again. Anyway, we got a great show for you guys today. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show, and every show is dedicated to the first responders, of course, the men and women in the military and our veterans who fought for our country. But it's basically also dedicated to wonderful people like you who put up with me and still watch the show going on my sixth year here, Ocean's Pit. It's showtime. Let's have some fun. Hey, guys, Wednesday. Week is almost over, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Hope you're having a great morning. Hope you had a great last night. Let's get right to our sponsors. What's really great is our good friends from Ace Hardware. That's right, folks. Through September 30th, $50 off any Weber Spirit Traveler grills, $100 off any Weber Genesis grills. Why not get the grills now so you're ready for next year? Buy select Milwaukee 18 power tools, receive a free M18 red lithium battery, $169 value, and 25% off key start replacement keys. Always be prepared for a spare key. That's also through September 30th, our good friends from Ace Hardware. And as we get now towards the summer is gone, fall is here, but the Ace Quick Minute update on grub worms. They're still out there. Be advised, are looking on your yards right now. Those end of the summer hot days when it's damp and cool at night, that's when they come up and they nibble on the roots of your grass until they eat all the roots and the grass is dead. Well, with the JRCA group, they can stop them in their tracks, giving them a dousing of Broad Advanced Grub Killer Plus, available at all 7 locations. Kill grubs in just 24 hours. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. All right, tomorrow is going to be Thursday, and I'm going to be taking tomorrow off. I've got some personal stuff I got to take care of, so there'll be no show tomorrow. But Friday, my guest will be Paul Freeman. If you're into military, former military man himself, Paul Freeman. He's an author of 2 books, The Legendary Hunter of Texas and Home Away from Home. Paul will be on the show talking about his 2 books he wrote, talk about the military, talk about other stuff in general. So don't forget to tune in at 12 o'clock on Friday with my guest, Paul Freeman. All right. I know everybody's going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel, and we will talk about that. A couple other things first. Tonight we'll be at Rosario's in Roselle. That's a 7:30 hit, me and Double T, Tony Toto. The weather looks good, so we're going to be outside in the nice patio that they have. Thursday, returning to Positano's in Oak Brook with Jerry Jams and the incomparable Lisa P. Friday, I'm happy to be back at Chicago Prime Steakhouse, and I'll be there every Friday till the end of the year. We took some Fridays off because of the summer. And thank you, George and Josh and everybody, and AJ for letting me do that. With booking some other stuff that I do for the summer events on Friday. Saturday, returning to the best outdoor patio, one of my favorite restaurants in the world. That's Taverna on Division in Melrose Park. Of course, Greg and Jennifer. That's going to be an 8 o'clock hit, me and Double T, Tony Toto. So it's a nice busy week as usual. Couple other things, couple anniversaries we're going to talk about. Think about this: the Honeymooners, Ralph Cramden, Ed Norton, Alice Cramden, Trixie Norton, Jackie Gleason, of course, Audrey Meadows, Joyce Randolph, and the incomparable Art Carney. 39 episodes. That's all these guys did. 39, and basically 99% they were in that same apartment in Bensonhurst. Celebrating 70 years of the Honeymooners, and we can still watch them, and we still laugh, and I can watch them over and over, which I still do, knowing what the punchlines are, and they're never going to have another show like that. Another great band celebrating 77 years, ABBA. Loved ABBA in the 70s, still loved ABBA. Great songs. 77 years. People are still buying a lot of ABBA records. They still toured a little bit. And 77 years. What an accomplishment for ABBA. Incredible, incredible. Another great group, not a musical group, but a sports group, the Harlem Globetrotters. God, Meadowlark Lemon, and remember them, Curly Neal, and they used to do all those tricks and stuff playing against the Washington Generals or whatever it was, because they used to win all the time by cheating and doing all those crazy tricks. 100 years, Harlem Globetrotters. I used to love watching them. I think I seen them once live, and what an incredible thing. You got to love them, man, the Harlem Globetrotters. And last but not least, anniversary here, folks, the Beacon Tap. That's right. And Des Plaines is celebrating 70 years. They got a big bash happening Saturday, October 11th. Beacon Tap in Des Plaines, 70 years. Boy, you got to love that. Absolutely. Now, yesterday I couldn't see the chats, but today I think I can. So there you go. Carol Positano right down the street. All right, Carol, great. David, how you doing? Kathy, Francine, how are you doing? Look, Francine, looking forward to having Paul, your husband, on the show on Friday. Patrice, Chicago Honey, former Honey Bear. Dick Sayed, I'll see you tonight with Pens. All right, so I will see you, buddy. Albert, how you guys doing? Hanging and banging. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon. Do you realize that you said 77 years? ABBA, 77 years. That's what it said. Or maybe it's been too long. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. Anyway, but thank you. Albert, I'm sure you'll find out the right years. Anyway, what else we got to say? Also, for you wrestling fans, Kevin Nash, part of one of my favorite wrestlers, of course, with the NWO. He's got some health problems with the irregular heartbeat, so our prayers go out to Kevin Nash, NWO for life. Jeff Hunt, how you doing? Now Jeff left San Francisco, and now he's on Costa Maya, Southern California out there. Jeff Hunt is a bus driver, tour bus driver for the touring movie Twilight. And what they do is, if you've seen the movie, the lovey-dovey vampire movie, well, you go to these concerts all over around the Midwest and all over the states that they're performing at, and they have like a 16-band piece orchestra behind them while they show the movie. So, Jeff, I hope you're doing well out there, pal, and we miss you, buddy. Ellie Weinhardt, another great entertainer, actress, of course, from the movie A League of Her Own, with Madonna and Tom Hanks, and of course the number one Joan Rivers impersonator. I got to get Ellie back on again, and she had the girl doing the Joan Rivers daughter. If I can get you both on, now that would be an hour of fun, Ellie. Let's work on that. Yeah, Paul, look forward to seeing you on Friday and talk about your books and the veterans and the military in general. So that's going to be good. All right, so Kevin Nash, want to make sure that we got some of this stuff all taken care of. And we lost an actress that maybe some of you know, some of you don't. Her name was Claudia Caradali, Italian, beautiful lady, and back in the day. And, of course, she passed away. So our prayers on that. All right, Chicago Bears beating the Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, the Wiener Circle, which is a restaurant, hot dog stand that serves hot dogs and beefs and all that kind of stuff. The Wiener Circle. I guess they said on the before Sunday's game that if Caleb Williams would throw 4 touchdowns, they will be giving away free hot dogs for the celebration. I'm not a hot dog guy. That's pretty cool for a restaurant to do. And what's even more cooler that they actually put up with that claim that he actually would throw 4 touchdowns. And every squirrel eventually gets his nut. And he did throw 4 touchdowns. The lines were around the corner, setting up way before the Wiener Circle opened. And approximately they gave away 2,000 to 3,000 hot dogs free, just because they said if Caleb Williams throws 4 touchdowns, that's pretty cool, man. Let's see if they can do that again. See if we can do another 4 touchdowns next week. Maybe they'll give away free fries or free burgers or something. But pretty cool. Pretty cool just for a restaurant to do that. I think that's very, very cool. Speaking of the Chicago Cubs, for all you sports fans out there, of course, the Cubs have lost now 5 in a row, losing to the New York Mets. Speaking of the Cubs, also Matt Shaw, which is the third baseman for the Chicago Cubs, skipped a game to go to the Charlie Kirk Memorial, him and his wife. He asked permission. He got some slack for that, for missing a game. He truly felt in his life, in his heart, and his family's heart, that they should be there. Big supporter of Charlie, and they went to the memorial. And the Cubs gave him the day off, but you shouldn't give a guy slack for that. You got to do what he's got to do. He believes in his faith. He believes in what he believed in, and he took the shot. And so I applaud Matt Shaw for sticking up for what he believes. And the Cubs, I applaud the Chicago Cubs too, because they gave him the day off to do that. So Vienna hot dogs, there you go, Albert. I don't know if you were in line for that, but they showed the news. It was like around the block, whatever. 2,000 to 3,000 hot dogs, the Wiener Circle. Pretty cool for that, guys. Yankees win. The Yankees beat the White Sox, folks, and they clinched the playoff spot. So they're going into the wild card, the great New York Yankees, and I'm hoping that they go farther. Yankees always usually they start out really good and they suck in the end by October, or this year when they start playing better towards the end of the season and they get into the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Yes, they did, the New York Yankees. Congratulations. All right. Let's talk about a couple other things. I love this quote, and it was said by JFK Jr. Say what you mean without saying it mean. What an incredible quote. And what a way to live life. Now, there's been times when my mouth has rattled off some shit probably you shouldn't say. And maybe they didn't come out the right way. Better yet, let me rephrase that. They didn't come out the right way. So I got to learn a little bit more on that, folks. That's something that I need to just take to myself. Being 63 years old, it is what it is. But I love the quote and trying to move forward. Say what you mean without saying it mean. And a lot of times when you argue with somebody or when you have a disagreement with somebody and you say something, 99% of the time, it's not what you say. It's how you say it. How you say it. And I think that's very important. I think that's a lesson that we all should learn in life. I know I need to learn it, and I'm still learning every day. But it's a great quote. Again, say what you mean without saying it mean. Pretty simple. Can understand the phrase, the quote. That's pretty cool. JFK Jr., whether you like the guy or not, I think he's doing a good job with trying to get this garbage out of our food. And, of course, he comes from one of the biggest Democratic families, the Kennedys, of course, and now he's on the other side. So we'll see what we're doing. I'm glad I'm seeing your shit too, Albert, because yesterday I couldn't see anybody's response, your responses. Well, I do thank you for that. Here's something that really irks me. And it might irk you too. People will scream, F America, F America. Not everybody. But the people that say F America, it's funny because every day on their debit card, it's like an American flag on their debit card. When they use these cards, they got the American flag on there, but F America, they want to say. Yeah, that's right, Albert. That's what we should do. We have disagreements. Absolutely. Everybody does. And that's why I think a lot of times with our friends that we have, that's why we stay together. True friends will be that way. You could say that. Say the word, say whatever it is, and then, okay, it's over. And, we're not going to agree on that thing. Just move on. But there's people out there that just like bashing and being mean. I see so many posts about what's going on with the president and with Charlie Kirk. There's a lot of hate. I mean, mean stuff. That's like, wow. And it's sad. It really is sad. It kind of drives me a little bit crazy, folks. But people will say, "Fuck America," and they have stars and stripes on their debit card. Well, I'm hanging and banging. You know what? I know a lot of liberals, and I don't see them being mean. And see, that's the funny thing. And I think you guys can probably know the same thing. I know people that are not in my political, we're on different sides. And they're supposed to, like the liberals are supposed to say that the conservatives are all blah, 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 and all the liberals are all blah, 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 blah. That's not true. They're great people. The ones that I know, we might, again, like I said, we don't agree on we don't agree on any of the political shit, but they're good people. The ones that I know, I can't talk about anybody else. I can only talk about my circle of people and the people I meet, and that's just me. And I meet a lot of people. I'm out in the nightclubs. I'm out in the bar. I'm out places. I'm out all the time, and it is what it is. It's Noreen, you're right. It's unfortunately. YouTube not delayed. Well, good. I hope I'm not delayed here either, folks. So interesting. All right, couple other things here. Favorite female singer of all time. That's hard. But with me, it was pretty. If you ask anybody out there, I think the majority of people that you ask, who's your favorite guitar player? Who's the best guitar player of all time? Or who's the best male singer of all time? Or who's the greatest female singers of all time? I have to admit to you guys, a lot of the music that I listen to and even perform, they're not much with females. Not even in general. I have two favorite female singers. Two. That's it. And probably my two favorite female singers is probably no one else's favorite female singers. I mean, everybody's going to say Celine Dion or Pat Benatar or Ann Wilson or, Linda Ronstadt or Barbra Streisand or Taylor Swift or Beyonce or whatever, Carrie Underwood or whatever, Diana Ross, whatever, right? No, my two favorites are known, but they're not that known. One of them is probably known more in the UK and other parts of the world than she is in the United States when you mention the name. And the other one's basically an incredible singer from New York. And we're going to start off with the great Patti Smythe. She used to be in a band called Scandal. And of course, The Warrior, which is the worst song she's done, my opinion. But it made her a star. And then she married Jimmy McEnroe, right? And she married to the tennis player, if I'm correct. But that's one of my favorites. And my second favorite, with the raspy voice, the great Bonnie Tyler, Holding Out for a Hero, It's a Heartache, great songs and great voice. And those are my two favorite. I could not tell you there's another one that I really care for of the female singers. If I listen to any female singers on my Spotify, whatever, it's either Patti Smythe or Bonnie Tyler. When it comes to women, there's a lot of great women singers out there. They just don't do it for me, like Patti Smythe, which I got to open for and meet. Incredible lady, and the great Bonnie Tyler. And Bonnie, they're both in their. Bonnie's got to be in their maybe late 70s, early 70s. I don't know how old Patti Smythe is, but people ask me. That's it. Bonnie Smythe and Bonnie Tyler and Patti Smythe. Internationally, worldwide, there's a lot of other great singers. Of course, there's a lot in Chicago alone, but I'm talking about world famous singers. And some of you, I mentioned the name Bonnie Tyler. Some people might not know who she is, or definitely Patti Smythe, because Patti Smythe, her whole life has been confused with Patti Smith. Two different singers, two different styles of singers. Patti Smythe is rock punk. Patti Smythe is new wave and now pop and whatever she does. So you never heard of the first one. Okay. Daryl Armenstad. I will see you Friday, my brother. Double T. See you tonight, my friend. So look up Bonnie Tyler. Incredible songs. Bonnie and Patti Smythe. Great songs. Check her out. Anyway, that's when it comes to. Let's talk about food or other food and stuff like that. Meatloaf. How many people still eat meatloaf? I haven't eaten meatloaf in a long time. I'll get it maybe once or twice a year. I used to eat meatloaf. I think my mom used to make the Italian meatloaf when I was a kid. So I don't know if you guys are actually eating that. Craig Olson, Craig, one of the best purists. Another one. There you go, Craig. A great female vocalist, Karen Carpenter. A great drummer, too, a lot of people might not know. She's fantastic. But like I said, if I'm picking my two favorites, that's what it is. Bonnie Tyler, again, Patti Smythe. Craig, I hope you're doing well. There are so many great female artists out there. I had to choose. They're all different personalities and different talent and different types of music. So I agree with you 100%. And Albert, you like her too, Bonnie Tyler. All right, meatloaf. Nobody's answered. Who still eats meatloaf? And not the singer, the food, meatloaf. And there's some people I've seen on social media, they posted a couple of people said they have not used a microwave in 25 years. Now, let me tell you something. Growing up as a kid, everybody had a microwave. We never had a microwave till much. Lulu, a great singer in Chicago. Absolutely, Boyd. Absolutely. There's a lot of great ones out there in Chicago. I'm talking about internationally, worldwide, world famous. That's what I was talking about. Microwaves. They haven't used them in 25 years. I never had a microwave as a kid. I got the microwave later as I got older. And my mother used to use a microwave for two things. Two things. To heat up something every now and then, but mostly it was only for popcorn because microwaves give you cancer. So we could never have a microwave in our home. And God, everybody uses a microwave. How many times can they? I got to use mine, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 times a day. There you go. Jeanette does hanging and banging. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes, all American, buddy. It's a great thing. I agree with you. Hanging and banging. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but whatever it is, thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. Pina, Italian stuffed meatballs. My mom Gina, your mom made good meatballs. All right. Francine loves meatloaf. Meatloaf, once or twice I can make it. Hubby, I agree. We don't like it. I like it, but like I said, I don't eat it too often. So microwaves, meatloaf, what else? Talking about some interesting them. Oh, that Lulu. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Boyd. Yeah, To Serve with Love. She had an incredible. Yes. I thought my other a great singer in Chicago, Lulu Sylvester. She's fantastic too. When she does for Tuesdays, I got to get on her show. We said we're going to do an Eric Carmen thing. So, absolutely, I agree with you. I love all your comments of singers that you're saying. I agree with you. They're all great singers. They're just not my favorite singers. There's a lot of them out there that have great voices. But thank you guys for your input. I do appreciate it. Let me give you a little input on something that's good also. Selling your home, trying to buy a home. You're talking about Mary Grievous. Don't just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent, Mary Grievous at StarkRE.com. Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate, available as buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. Give her a call at 630-688-1725. And then when you're talking about Mary Grievous with real estate, you also have to talk about Mary with NTD Vacations. And that's a company she runs along with Richie Hoffer from Seventh Heaven. And they've been doing the Chicago Music Cruise for almost 20 years. I've been very fortunate to be with them twice, and I'm going to be with them again on my third Chicago Music Cruise coming up, folks. It's going to be January 17th to January 25th, 2026. Not that far away. and it's going to be on a brand new ship, the MSC World America. Now, we used to be on Royal Caribbean, but now we're trying a new ship. And you know what? Sometimes change is good. And we're going to be on a podcast. Well, we're doing a live remote, me and Richie, I think in the next month, sooner than that, because we have to put something together just to explain to people what's the difference between Royal Caribbean and MSC World America, and why the switch and everything like that. So we're going to make sure to give you guys a little update on that. But just keep the date, guys. January 17th, January 25th, when you're freezing your ass here, you might want to join us. 7-night Western Caribbean cruise, Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Ocean Cay. Tony Ocean in the main event band, and of course, Seventh Heaven. Just two of us, two bands this time on this cruise. Go to chicagomusiccruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or give Mary a call at 630-688-1725 and say you want to go on the ocean with Ocean. Mention Tony O and get a special rate. Crazy stuff as it is. And let's go to, I know this is interesting. Golfing, if you golfers out there, and golfing with the drinks. Now, back in the day, you weren't allowed to have cocktails on your golf cart. And if you golfers out there, right, Gina, Taylor Swift, no, not my favorite. But she's good at what she does, obviously, because she's got billions of followers, and it's just not my cup of tea. But what I'm trying to say is, so if you golfers, if you want to thank anybody, you got to thank Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. And I'm going to tell you why. It's a true story. Look it up. Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin refused to hit the golf course without cocktails on hand. To keep them playing, the Desert Inn in Las Vegas stocked a cart with drinks. That idea stuck, and the modern beverage cart was born. Golfers today can thank Mr. Frank Sinatra and Mr. Dean Martin for getting the drinks allowed on the golf carts, and women out there selling a booze cart while you're golfing. Frank and Dean. You learn something new every day, folks. Now, it could be up your cup. I'm not a golfer, but when I do remember there's a lot of drinks. Jimmy Kimmel returning to late night television. Couple quotes. More than 66 ABC stations refused to air Jimmy Kimmel this evening. Ratings in the crapper. These are just things that are online. What's been said about Jimmy Kimmel. You guys kind of know how I feel about that already. What my opinion was. I'm not going to go through that again. I never liked Jimmy Kimmel to begin with, so let's just leave it at that. Next Star and Singular boycott Jimmy Kimmel's return to late night television. I heard he was on television and he came on, he apologized, and he did a sob story. Here's a quote I got right here. If I think, let's see. I know this is what people say when they make things up about them, but I really don't. The show is not important. Oh, these are just some people that were saying about his appearance on the show. I don't know if you guys watched it. Unless, and after whatever he said, lady said, unless your heart has changed, your words are empty. I believe he meant exactly what he said. I believe him and his right. I feel bad for the people that lost their jobs. Because when he lost his show, but he's back, of course. And if not, I'm sure there was a lawsuit. I'm sure a lot of bullshit going on. A little slap on the wrist. Maybe he'll change his style. And maybe he'll send a warning to the other talk show hosts and The View and other shows like that. I just think it was a bunch of crap, the fake crying. That's just me. Or maybe he did feel emotional. Maybe he felt emotional because of the death of Charlie Kirk and how he presented it, or the emotion that he lost his job and disappointed his fans, the very small viewers that actually watch his show. So 25% of ABC stations did not broadcast Jimmy Kimmel. I never liked Kimmel in the first place, so it wasn't like I stopped watching him because of what he said. But then there's people out there who said a beautiful, classy, touching tribute to regard to Charlie Kirk's wife, family, and followers. Bravo, Jimmy, bravo. Welcome back, brother. Did he ever say the name? Did he ever mention Charlie's name? I don't know. So it's another one. To each his own. Some people are going to like him. Some people don't. Some people don't care. Like I said, I never watched him. So for me, it really didn't do anything for me. If he's off the air, I'm happy he was off the air. I feel bad that his people lost their jobs. I did mention that, but maybe he's got a change of heart. Or if he really doesn't have a change of heart, he'll do what the producers or sponsors tell him to do. And, first they said they got rid of him because of the comment he made about Charlie Kirk and the killer, or the person who assassinated, and blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, they said they were losing money, $50 million a year, blah, blah. That's another reason why they got rid of him. But here's one thing that they said that I read about, and I don't, it's just my opinion, don't mean anything, but just what I think. You can make fun of the United States president. Saturday Night Live was great for doing it, George, with all the George Bush ones and the Gerald Ford and the Jimmy Carters and the Obamas and Biden. They would make fun of all of them, which is fine. It's comedy. It's even late night. It's fine. It's just that when they started making fun, I believe, of the people who follow the president or the people that voted for the president. I think maybe you shouldn't rip on those people. You want to rip on the president? Hey, Saturday Night Live did it for many, many years, and we laughed for many, many years because of it. So that just me. That's just me. ABC, a young teen boy was shot in the head in a parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts. And like I was saying yesterday, it's like I can look at something now and it's nothing like, nothing goes, oh my God. Remember when we'd hear crazy stories? Oh my God, we'd say. No, nothing. You got to just shake your head. It's sad. Amazon Prime members will no longer be able to get shipments outside of their home addresses. Starting October 1st, Prime members can no longer share free shipping with friends or family outside their home. The Prime program is ending, and Amazon will now only allow sharing through Amazon Family, but everyone has to live at the same address. Probably the best thing to do. Maybe things are, people are sending things to people's homes and shit like that. Who knows? It's what Amazon's doing. They're changing the rules. September is National Take a Man on a Date Month. Many experts recommend a budget range of $300 to $500 so the man can feel appreciated. September is unofficially Take a Man on a Date Month, and tables have turned. Experts suggest a budget, like I said, $300 to $500 to make the man feel valued and appreciated. For decades, society has normalized men flipping the bill, but true wealth is about balance in the love of money. Don't shoot the messenger. September, which is almost over. So there you go. Mariano's food chain, whether you like them or not, ladies and gentlemen, closing 3 different locations. Actually, Kroger actually owns Mariano's, and some of these stores are closing down. I actually like Mariano's. And getting back to Jimmy Kimmel, when he talked about Roseanne Barr, here was his quote. And ABC, to their credit, didn't waste any time. They canceled her show today. I'm not a fan of censorship, but this wasn't about free speech. It was about consequences for saying something vile. You can say what you want, but networks don't have to pay you to say it. You just can't blame you can't blame that for that. Actions have consequences, and ABC made the right call. This was Jimmy Kimmel's quote on May 29th, 2018, when Roseanne Barr was fired for making her quote on her Twitter. I mentioned this quote, and I love this quote. The point is to be so bold that people can't tell if you're brilliant or crazy. All right? There's a fine line, ladies and gentlemen, between crazy and a genius. Pink faces widespread backlash for allegedly mocking Charlie Kirk's funeral. The singer suggested in a now deleted Instagram post that Pop Goes the Weasel should be played at Charlie Kirk's services. Pink, the pop star female singer, Pink. Crazy. Stuff all over the place, folks, right? All right, let me tell you about some stuff that we got coming up. Now, October 2nd, folks, we will be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington. Now, great news for our Arizona trip at Dolce in Scottsdale for the Playboy Bunny International Reunion. That show is sold out. For the last 2 weeks or something, I was give Diana a call with her number for tickets, but she just texted me this morning. And that show, of course, for the Playboy International Bunny Reunion at Dolce in Scottsdale in Arizona, Sunday, October 5th, the day that I'm performing there, me and Jerry Jams. It's a 4-day event, and it was open to the public. People can just buy tickets. They don't have to be ex-Playboy bunnies or anything like that. Anybody could buy the ticket, but unfortunately now they are completely sold out for October 5th. So October 9th, we're going back to Osteria Capri in Downers Grove. I've not been there in so long. And then Giovanna and Joey, they do an incredible job. Joey now spends most of his time in this Capri in Florida and West Palm Beach. But we're going to be there on Thursday, October 9th. So I hope you guys can join us there. Very, very cool. I'm looking forward to that. Big Sammy's on October 15th and back to returning that in Plainfield. Very, very cool. And we'll be at, I like this stuff. A couple other things we got for Oceans Rat Pack fans. Oceans Rat Pack fans, listen up. October 12th will be at St. Stephen Deacon Catholic Church for a concert afternoon on October 12th, Sunday. It's a 3:00 show for all of my friends on the south side of Chicago. Very, very cool. And if you want to take a road trip, Taylorson Theater, or it's a great little room. It's actually built by Frank Lloyd Wright building. It's going to be great. It's a Tony Ocean. It's Oceans Rat Pack performing there, folks. On October 18th, Saturday night. It's in Spring Green, Wisconsin, about 2.5 hours. This is a pretty cool theater. Mostly it's got jazz and theater kind of plays and stuff like that. They're trying to bring in music acts. I think we might be one of the first that's going to be performing there. So if you guys ready for your little road trip, it'll be kind of cool there on that. And then Tony Ocean and Friends, November 9th, is going to happen, folks, at the Des Plaines Theater. I'm excited about that. I'm meeting with Ron Onesti on Friday, and I will give you a run-up of all the entertainers that will be joining the main event band. What I'm doing this time for this particular show, a lot of times when I did Tony Ocean and Friends, it's mostly the friends and circle that I have, but I've come up with some new friends, and not new friends, but new entertainers that maybe some of you guys don't see on a big stage like that. And it's going to be cool. I know we're going to have fun. I know Joe Catafio will be on the stage with me that day. Christian Knievel, of course, the daughter of Robbie, the late Robbie Knievel, and the granddaughter of Evel Knievel. John Garini on keyboards will be joining the main event band along with my regular band. And we got more, Lisa P., Louis Pipes, and I got a couple more surprises there for you. So that's going to be November 9th. I'm just waiting on details with Mr. Onesti, with Ron. We're going to speak to him on Friday when we have breakfast. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. How about Supermarket at its finest? We're talking about Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Danny Mazzi, folks, proud sponsor of the Ocean's Pit and the Tony Ocean Float on the Columbus Day Parade coming up October 13th. That's Armando's, 847-695-0100. Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. It's Ocean's Pit. This is interesting about baseball and the great Pete Rose. Another guy with a past, betting, gambling, Charlie Hustle, No one's going to beat his hits. One of the great players of baseball. Of course, he's got a black mark of gambling, betting while he was a manager. But here's something, a fact. A player could hit in every game for 26 straight seasons and still not beat Pete Rose's record of 4,256 hits. That means any player, he can play 26 seasons and still not be able to beat Pete Rose's hitting record. Like him or not, Charlie Hustle is still the best. How about City Hall talking about considering allowing dogs in restaurants? Here's a question to you people that are watching. Who's still watching? Would you mind going to a restaurant and having your dog come? Being allowed to come to restaurants. I don't have a problem with it. I don't mind seeing a dog in a restaurant if I'm eating. I can bring mine. I don't mind if another dog's sitting with another couple eating with their dog, as long as it keeps, behaves himself. But I'm asking you guys, are you willing to mind if you have a dog or people bringing dogs to eat at the restaurant? I don't know. It should be interesting. Should be very interesting, actually. Portillo's president CEO resigns effective immediately. According to ABC, I don't know any details. You might want to look up that yourself. But Portillo's announced the resignation of its president and CEO. This just happened yesterday. Portillo's food chain. All right. Are you guys with us? Okay, just making sure that you're still with us. All right, take this, folks. Take this. There you all are. Hello. Hey, Mary Margaret, how are you doing? Question, President Trump, crazy or genius? Wow. Good one, Boyd. Fine line, my brother. Fine line. Crazy or genius? Depends on what side of the fence you're on. Crazy or genius? I think he's a little bit of both. I think when you know somebody who's a little crazy and a little bit of genius, I think it's smart. That's me. I like people like that. That's just me. Like I said, someone used my account on Amazon, sent the order to Aragon. There you go. Rosanna, how you doing? Rosanna from Enzo's. I think that's in Bloomingdale, Illinois, if I'm correct. I haven't been there yet, but I'm hoping in 2026 we'll get some Tony Ocean shows there. I hope you're doing well. They have a weird doggy. If they have to wear doggy diapers. So you wouldn't mind if the dogs were allowed in restaurants and bars, as long as they wear diapers. Well, makes sense. Makes sense, because then every restaurant would have to put a station, and then you don't want piss and shit and all that stuff while you're eating. So you're right. He's got to have diapers on. Okay. Hanging and banging. I'll go with that. Hanging and banging. I'll go with that. All right, guys. Interesting. 80 beers. If you have a pen or a calculator, 80 beers plus 40 will give you the year that you were born. Let's see. 80 beers minus your age. So minus my age of 62. Let's see. There you go. Try it. I wouldn't mind it, but I think it would be best not to bring a dog in a restaurant. Karen, you have a great day too, my friend. So guys, add it up yourself. Take 80 beers minus your age plus 40 will give you the year that you were born. Does it work? Who's got a pen? Who's writing it down? Does this work? 80 beers minus your age plus 40 will give you the year you were born. Anybody? Try it. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go to It's the Weather. That's right. Brought to you by our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy a local, shop local. This is the Ace Minute, brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. The weather for Wednesday, September 24th. It's 72 degrees right now, folks. 64% humidity, 8-mile-an-hour winds. It's 20% chance of rain at about 4 p.m. tonight. And that is the weather, brought to you by the JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods, our good friend from Ace Hardware, proud sponsor of the Ocean's Pit and Tony Ocean Show and the Columbus Day Parade. So anybody actually try that and see if it actually works? Not for me. So Mary did not work. 80 beers minus your age plus 4 will give you the year you were born. I don't see anybody. Did anybody try it? Let's see. Try it on your own whenever you get a chance. All right, folks. Anyone around Midway Airport? Let's go tell them how you really feel. This Sunday, folks, Prickster Sucks Rally in Oak Lawn, 95th and Cicero parking lot at 3 o'clock, 12 to 3 o'clock this afternoon. Somebody's actually doing this, folks. A group of people are going to be at the parking lot on the corner of 95th and Cicero around Midway Airport. Prickster Sucks Rally, Oak Lawn, 95th and Cicero parking lot this Sunday from 12 till 3 p.m. If you got your beef and you want to bitch and moan, that's the place to go to do it. Prayers go out to another great female singer, the great Patti LaBelle, is battling health challenges and problems. So our prayers go to Patti LaBelle and hope she makes a recovery. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The attempt assassination of President Donald Trump, or he wasn't president when he was running. Brian Roth found guilty. Boy, it was all over the news yesterday. Found guilty in Trump's assassination attempt. Rightfully so. Let's see. Okay, it's the same thing. I took a picture of the television screen while I was just trying to see whether stuff was coming up. Yeah, so according to Channel 5, found guilty. A man accused of trying to assassinate President Donald Trump last year at his golf course tried to stab himself in the neck on Tuesday, September 23, after a jury found him guilty, according to Associated Press. I guess the girl's would-be assassin tried to stab himself and is read as the dog screams out while he took a pen after he was sentenced and tried to stab himself in the neck. So, Dave, that did work for you. Okay. Mary, you're glad to be out of Illinois? So it didn't work for Karen. It didn't work for Robert. It didn't work for Kathy. It didn't work for Mary, but it did work for David. Okay. So there you go. More stories. And this is crazy. This is nuts. This is despicable to me. Wheeling High School in Wheeling, Illinois, removed Charlie's notable alumni plaque in the middle of the night. 900 South Elmhurst Road, Wheeling, Illinois. Removed his plaque in the middle of the night. Wheeling, Illinois, high school. Of course, there's more rumors out there that the guy who assassinated Charlie Kirk, now they said there might have been a second shooter. FBI's looking into that. Of course, conspiracy are going to happen when stuff like this happens. The whole Kennedy thing, I don't know. Was there a second shooter? Could be. I don't know. So it didn't work for Dave. So there you go. Maybe it's just something that they're trying to get us to do just because we know it doesn't work. Well, here's interesting. Whether you're a Charlie Kirk follower or not, the man, unfortunately, was assassinated. His wife, no husband. The kids have no father. But this is interesting. If you watched it, if you didn't watch it, you were pro, non-pro, whatever it was. If there's any doubt in how influential how Charlie Kirk was loved, Charlie Kirk's funeral was the largest single-day, single-venue funeral in modern U.S. history. Larger than Michael Jackson's, larger than Muhammad Ali, larger than Aretha Franklin, even Elvis Presley. Comparable to JFK and Ronald Reagan, although their funerals were multi-day, multi-venue services. For JFK and Ronald Reagan, there was a bunch of days. This was a single Charlie Kirk's funeral was the largest one-day, single-venue funeral in modern history. People have viewed it. Interesting stuff here. For the first time in NFL history, congratulations to Jags kicker Cam Little. Just drilled a 70-yard field goal. And it was done, ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time in NFL football history. A 70-yard field goal. Pretty cool. For real estate out there, I guess it's getting pretty tough. I haven't talked to my wife, Laura, about it yet, but I would like to get her a response on it. A U.S. housing market has reached its most unaffordable level in history. Housing affordability is typically measured by the ratio of home prices to household income. And today, the ratio is blown past every prior record. Mortgage payments are now consumed as far larger share of a monthly earnings than they did even during the 2006 bubble. The structural shortage of supply combined with industrial investors buying properties in bulk, keeping prices elevated. Kim, you're late again, but you're here. I'm going to see Kim is going to join me, folks. That's right. I think it's October 23rd at Positano's. That's next month. Tony Ocean, Jerry Jams, and Kim Peterson LeFew. Lisa P. will be out in Florida. So Kim will be joining us in October the 23rd, Kim. So thank you so much. And make sure you check out Kim Peterson LeFew and In Session and all the concerts that she does with Bonnie Bridges and Bill Saratella and In Session, her band. Check them out. Okay, now this is from the J.D. Vance Post. Whether you follow the Post, Vice President's Post or not. Joanne, how are you doing? Breaking records. Democrats have lost 2 million voters, while Republicans have gained 2.4 million. The swing could take years to change, and J.D. Vance is getting ready to run for 2028. This was from his page. Don't shoot the messenger. This is from the page of J.D. Vance 2028. Check it out if you want to see it yourself. We were just talking about Elvis's funeral. This is interesting. Elvis's death at 42 was attributed to the heart attack because of the way he ate, the drugs and all that. With the food and drugs used likely that helped the death of Elvis Presley. But his doctor suggested, constipation, drugs, added drain. This guy, supposedly, his bowel has not moved in 4 months. With all the stuff that Elvis was doing himself, his bowel movement was not moving. And that's one of the main reasons why the death of the king, Elvis Presley. Again, just another quote. We're not there. We don't see it. Yes, Boyd, I know you do. Bill Hall, Anthony Melchiotti, Billy and the Vintage Saints. Boy, you've been around a long time, brother. I hope to make Lisa proud that night. She's Kim, you're going to knock him out as you always do, my dear friend. Kim Peterson LeFew, check her out. Sweet lady, an incredible voice. So thank you, Kim, for doing that. It's going to be fun. All right. It is 12:53. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. This is interesting. Top 15 places to visit in the United States before you die. And I don't know how many people have been to these places. Let's see. Number 15th is the Grand Canyon. I've been there. Washington, D.C., the National Mall. I've not been there. Florida, Orlando, Florida, Walt Disney World. I've been there. Comes in at 13. Savannah, Georgia. Forsyth Park. I've never been there. Los Angeles, California. The Griffith Observatory. I've been to Los Angeles, scum pond, my opinion, but I've not been to the observatory. So, no, I've not been there. Miami Beach, South Beach. Yes, I played there. I've been there, Miami Beach. Boston, Massachusetts comes in at number 9, Freedom Trail. I've never been there. Number 8, Seattle, Washington, Pike Place Market. I've never been there. New Orleans, French Quarters. I have been there. Honolulu, Hawaii, Hawaii Beach, been there, come in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, Chicago, Illinois, Millennium Park, The Bean. Seen it many times. That comes in at number 5. Number 4 comes in Las Vegas, Nevada, The Strip. Played there for 6 years, been there many times, haven't been there in a long time, don't intend to go back. But that comes in at number 4. Number 3, San Francisco, the Golden State Bridge comes in at number 3. New York City, Central Park comes in at number 2. Love Central Park. Of course, the Imagine, the John Lennon Memorial there. Been there many, many, many times. And number 1, best place to see in the United States before you die, the Morels in Aspen, Colorado. And I've been in Aspen, Colorado on New Year's Eve. I played there many years ago. I just don't remember the Maroon Bells. So there's a 15 places you might want to go and check out. Mike Pappas, I hope you're doing well, brother. Ocean's Pit, little show. Okay. Okay, we'll hold off on those stories. Today is Remember Your Mom Day. I think a couple of days ago was Remember Your Brother Day or Remember Your Dad Day. Of course, for all you guys out there, guys and gals who might have lost their mom, let's pray to them. I remember, listen, if you lost your mom, I'm sure you think about her every day. But today is Remember Your Mom Day. Let this candle glow bright for all the moms we lost and we'll never forget. My mom, God bless, is still alive, 86 years old. She's going to have a valve replacement on October 22nd. Thank God they didn't have to cut her open. Thank you for all the prayers and thoughts and everything like that. I do appreciate that. And it's supposed to be an easy procedure. But at that age, you always got to wonder. You know what I mean? Of course, she's freaking out. So always stick them on. Okay, let's see here, folks. What else do we have here? As we're running out of... Actually, it's that time. We still got some time here. Remember the big other shows coming up, folks. St. Stephen Deacon Catholic Church on October 12th. It's a Sunday afternoon with Oceans Rat Pack going into the south side. It's a 3 o'clock show. And the Taylorsville, the Frank Floyd Wright Building Concert Theater Hall will be performing there with Oceans Rat Pack on October 18th in Spring Green, Wisconsin. It's about 2.5-hour drive for Oceans Rat Pack. A lot of good stuff. Oh, thank you, Mary. Frankie Setta's in the house, another singer in Chicago. Let's not forget a couple other sponsors here. Jack Vena Landscaping. Even though landscaping is to an end because season, but it's also good if you don't have a landscaper. Most of you, I'm sure, do. But if you don't or you're not happy with yours, you might consider calling Jack Vena Landscaping for next year. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design service and installation and servicing the North Shore for over 50 years. Call my buddy Tommy at 847-432-5266 and get the landscaping you deserve for your property. Very good. And then, of course, becoming your own bank. Why not? You need to do it with Imperialux. That's right. Making your dream retirement a reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson, Craig Coglin will help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure. Take charge of your financial future today with Imperialux. Give Wendy or Craig a call at 630-890-1213 and tell them Tony O sent you. And speaking of holidays coming around the corner, folks, you know, we got Halloween, we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas. It's time for Mama D's breads. They're back, folks. That's right. Pumpkin, apple spice, caramel, apple, pumpkin, chocolate chip. Regular size bread is $11. $6 for mini breads or 2 for $10. Get them for your fall parties and holidays while supplies last. Contact Natalie Bosch through Messenger or give her a call at 847-533-0400. Get some world-renowned Mama D breads. They're very good, by the way. All right, so tomorrow, like I said, I'm taking a personal day. There'll be no show tomorrow. But Friday, I will be back with Paul Freeman as my guest. He is an author of 2 military books on the military and veterans, The Legendary Hunter of Texas and Home Away from Home. Paul Freeman will be my guest this Friday. Guys, tonight, Rosario's in Roselle, outside patio at 7:30 with Double T Tony Toto. Tomorrow, Positano's in Oak Brook, Lisa P, Jerry Jans, and yours truly. That's a 7 o'clock hit. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with the Professor Daryl Armstrong. And Saturday, me and Double T will be heading back to Taverna on Division in Melrose Park. That's an 8 o'clock hit. I'm excited. How about birthdays for Wednesday, September 24th? Liam Gallagher of Oasis turns 53 years old. They're on their world reunion tour. The great Tommy Lasorda, former manager of the LA Dodgers, celebrating a birthday. And if Kevin Burke, you're listening, I know you and Tommy were very close. The great Tommy Lasorda. Bonnie Hunt, the sister of Helen Hunt, the actress. Bonnie Hunt had a talk show here in Chicago. Bonnie Hunt celebrating. Ricky Lake also had a talk show here in Chicago. Ricky Lake celebrating a birthday. Opera pop singer Andrea Bocelli celebrating a birthday this past weekend. Gunnar and Matthew Nelson, the sons of Ricky Nelson and Nelson, the pop band, celebrating birthday, the twins. Mickey Rooney, if he was still alive, he'd be 105 years old. The late, great Mickey Rooney. Bruce Springsteen, the boss, celebrating a birthday. Not a fan of his politics, but man, I love a lot of his music. Bruce, happy day. Chuck Jones, the animation character who drew cartoons in the 50s and 60s. Chuck Jones be celebrating a birthday. Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, celebrating a birthday. Ray Charles would have been 95 years old if he was still alive, the great Ray Charles. And Cheryl Hines from Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David, plays Larry David's wife. Also, she is the wife of Robert Kennedy Jr. Celebrating a birthday, 60 years old, Cheryl Hines. And our very good friend, Ileana Onesti, the wife of Ron Onesti, celebrating a birthday today. Ileana, you have a great day, guys. It's Ocean's Pit, a show about big things. We will be back on Friday. So I hope you guys have a great great day tonight, tomorrow, whatever it is. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's thank our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. And don't forget to download the Ace, all new Ace app. Receive a $10 coupon just for the app. And don't forget to visit all the JRC hardware locations: Norridge, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, Fox River Grove, Mesa, Arizona, and Richmond. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before there were neighborhoods. And guys, remember, Sunday, October, Dolce in Arizona, for the International Playboy Bunny Reunion. That show is completely sold out. Can't get tickets, can't get you in. That's what it is. Me and Jerry Jams will be performing the last night on Sunday, October 5th. Guys, I want you all to have an incredible day, please. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. Be kind to one another. It's a crazy world out there. And just because you're offended, it's very simple. Take the channel, the remote, and change the channel. Shut off the show, this show, or any show you don't like. Change the channel in your car if you don't like the song. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Just be kind to people these days. It's important. The great words of Ringo Starr says peace and love. And we need it more now than ever. Thank you for watching Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Have a great day. God bless. Nick Sahajas, take us out. Bye-bye, everybody.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Peace Rosario's tonight in Roselle. Bye-bye.